Who here used to read the newspaper? The Sunday newspaper. It was like the Cadillac of newspapers. Had more content than the other days of the week. A huge sports section and this middle section that was full of advertisements. You had Sears. If you're in the Northeast, you remember Bradley's, right? Some stores you'd never seen, but you'd heard about, like where was the nearest Lechmere? They didn't have one where I grew up in Dennis, Massachusetts, but I met people later in life who spent a lot of hours playing Super Nintendo at Lechmere. I guess I missed out. Somewhere in this mess of flyers was this thing called Parade Magazine, and I checked. Parade Magazine stopped publishing in 2022, RIP print media. It was mostly full of positive stories with this cartoon page featuring Howard Huge, this gigantic dog. He was a St. Bernard. That's the joke. He was a huge dog. In the back of Parade Magazine, you would find this blaring advertisement. 10 CDs for a penny! And it would have pictures of the hot artists of the day. It would have a whole variety of albums that you could choose from, and a postcard where you'd write down the albums that you wanted, and you'd send that in the mail. And yeah, there was a ton of fine print about your new membership to the CD of the Month Club. So maybe you saw this ad in Parade, maybe TV Guide. I mean, everybody subscribed to that 30 years ago. Or maybe Sport Magazine, or maybe you saw it on the TV itself.
Look for special Columbia House offers.
The 10 CDs for a penny deal was everywhere. Which made me think, this has got to be the greatest deal in the history of the universe. How do they do it? How do I do it? We'll save the technical stuff for another day, but by the mid-1990s, the Columbia House CD Club sold more than 15% of CDs in the United States. And that's not counting BMG Music Service, which was the other CD club. I subscribed to that one starting in 1994 when I was 11. Their deal was 10 CDs for the price of one, with nothing more to buy ever. All I had to do was send back this postcard every month telling them not to send me more CDs, or just cancel, but I actually didn't. Some months I forgot to return the card, and I'd get some CD or cassette that I really didn't want. But from 6th grade until I went away to college, I built a pretty stacked music collection, and most of it I still have. Literally every Gen X or millennial remembers these ads. Some of you sent back the postcard, or a sibling or a friend did, or maybe you were living under a rock and you don't remember, but I'm pretty sure Columbia House or BMG could have found you under that rock. Either way, I'm pretty sure we all liked music when we were growing up, and in those days, music played such an outsized role in our identity. Were you a skater kid? Maybe a goth kid? Were you into hip-hop? The stuff you played in your Walkman or your Discman told your story. Our interaction with pop culture crafted our personality. It wasn't at our fingertips like it is today. We saw it through the lens of MTV or heard it through the filter of radio or on the pages of magazines. This was a time before Spotify and streaming, before smartphones, iPods, before Napster, downloads, before Amazon, before the internet. Cheap music was not easy to get. Did you ever make a mixtape of songs off the radio? Did one of those songs make you want to get the CD? That CD probably cost $15 to $20 at Strawberries, or Record Town, or wherever you were buying your music. And we were mowing lawns and babysitting for that privilege. So, about those 10 CDs for a penny. I'm Sean Sylver, and this is Cracked Rear View. Each week, we'll talk with an interesting guest about the music they love through the lens of the 1990s CD Club deal. And yeah, we'll go back to a year, talk about music, and send back a postcard with our top selections. Hopefully the result is a conversation about who we were, the things we loved, and how it contributed to where we are today. Why the name? 10 CDs for a penny was taken. Yeah, you can look it up, but I thought about this. Cracked Rear View is a title that should register with about 15 million Americans, because that's how many people bought the debut album by South Carolina band Hootie and the Blowfish, released in 1994, called Cracked Rear View. 15 million! And it's said that of those 15 million, 3 million were sent by mail by CD clubs to eager recipients like you and me. And 15 million puts Cracked Rear View in the top 50 albums of all time. Depending on where you get your numbers, that's right in the neighborhood of Green Day's Dookie and Britney Spears' Baby One More Time, which further underscores what a bonkers era the 90s was for CD sales and ultimately why this conversation matters. Hootie, Dookie, and Britney are, for better or for worse, cultural touchpoints for an entire generation of people in their 40s. So, at Crack Rear View, we remember the first time we saw a deal that was too good to be true. We remember how the music made us feel, how it helped us figure things out, and really how it made us in little ways or big ways that we can still see today. 10 CDs for a penny. At stake, only being the most popular kid in the 6th grade.
Drive home 1,000 times. Dark roads, they must be mine. Left all offense behind. Can't let you see I'm crying.
Music by Ceramic, from their EP, Somebody Like That. I'm Sean Sylver.